2.
What it is? What's up? Got told it. Period.
Seen from the title and my thumbnail, this is gonna be the time I broke up a fight at school, at college. More specifically, this is what makes it like, whoa, my eyebrows look exceptional. If I need to drop a little eyebrow tutorial, so the video we about to see, we finna get into, is the time I broke up a college fight between my friend and an ex-friend. So let me just give y'all a little background history. Let me say, so it's me is Taylor, and then we got the girl that I'm still friends with. Hey girl, if you see this, you already know what's up, babe. So we gonna call her
It was I forgot. It's okay.
Chelsea, and you got Yaya. So we got Chelsea, we got Yaya. Okay, so me and Yaya was in a group of friends. Like it was the 6 of us in a group, and me and her had been friends since like 6th grade. And then you got Chelsea over here, who me and her met in like 7th grade, and me and her been like real cool since then too. So it's like a fairy tale. We all went to the same middle school, high school, graduated together, and then we end up going to college, to the same school, going away to the same school. And Yaya and Chelsea, the whole summer, they was like real cool. You know, Yaya was calling Chelsea her best friend. You know, they was hanging out and stuff. Like, it was all good. We would all hang out. And like the big group of us, like all the people that graduated in our class. English? All the people that graduated in our class, we would all hang out in the summer, because that's just, we built a bond as family. So that's what we was doing back when that was what was going on. So fast forward up until August. No, this was like September when this happened. This was like September 2017 when this happened. So now, if you don't know, SIUe, Southern Illinois University in Carbondale, that's like the busing, like Southern school, like the busing school of the like Southern Illinois. We went to the dry one, whatever. So it was homecoming weekend. I had friends that went to Western. So another girl that we used to be friends with that went to SIUe, me and her knew that same friend that went to Western. So me and her, we had linked up, and we was like, oh snap, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, what's up? You know so-and-so. Yeah, I know so-and-so. So, you know what I'm saying? So we planned on going to the homecoming together, me and her. We drove with some of her other friends, and we drove to Western. So I didn't really care regardless of what was going on, because I was leaving that weekend. So I'm in math, and I get a text from Yaya, and I'm confused. I'm like, what are these messages? Like, who is this? So then I see that she and Chelsea are talking to each other. Like, these is their messages that she's sending me. So I'm totally like confused. So I'm walking out of class. I get out of class. Me and Yaya end up seeing each other in the quad, which is like the place outside of like the big calf where like the yard shows happen and like all of that stuff. I'm gonna put a picture in so y'all could like get a gist of it. So yeah, so that's how it looks out there. So me and her end up linking up with each other, either on the walk home or what, but we end up bumping into each other. So she's telling me like, you know, like, this is am I wrong? Like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't really know like what's going on. This, you know, at the time. So this is the situation. Me and Yaya had a friend that we shared that was a grade younger than us that would always hang out with us, because she didn't have no friends in her grade. So she would always hang out with us. She was like our little sister at the time. Well, she was like my little sister at the time. So she wanted to come to our homecoming that weekend. Now, mind y'all, it's like a lot of twists and turns in this story. It's crazy. Like, y'all can be like, this all this happened over nothing, but I'ma just, you know. Okay, y'all. So I just filmed this video. I had to start it over because I was jumping from here. It just wasn't gonna flow, so I just had to start it over. So we all came down there, you know. Yaya and Chelsea, they was roommates, which, you know, they always say when you best friends with somebody or when you close with them, you're not, you know, it's not good to roommate you know, be roommates with them, because you see, like, you know, you really get to know a person. You really get to know them for who they is when you live with them, right? So, yeah, not a good idea. I would definitely not recommend that. Like, if you have a best friend, do not room with them when you go away to school, okay? Just don't do it. Well, my skin look good, and that's on pretty and pure skincare, period. Yeah, so they was roommates, and which, I mean, it kind of really technically wasn't roommates, because like from the first night we got down there, well, not like the first night, maybe like the first couple days we got down there, Yaya, she was talking to this boy that was like a senior, like he was older than all of us or whatever. He was like, I don't even know. I don't really care either. He was older than us, and he had his own crib off campus. So that was, you know, what it was. So most of the time, she wouldn't even be around us. Like the first month of school, she wasn't around. Like, you know, and this is Yaya I'm talking about. She didn't stay on the dorm. She stayed at her boyfriend's house. So this is where it gets, like, the story. You gonna keep, now mind y'all, remember that, okay? Remember that as we get through the story. Remember that piece. So she stayed with her boyfriend, like every day, like every night. I mean, as you should. If I had a boyfriend, I would be staying with him and not in no dorm or whatever. So, I mean, you know, whatever. So, we had a friend that was a year younger than us. She wanted to come to our homecoming. Imagine, this happened homecoming weekend. This was homecoming weekend this happened. Yes. No, was not homecoming weekend. Might have been homecoming weekend. It was a party weekend. It was a party going on. I ended up going to Western's homecoming because it was the weekend of Western Illinois' homecoming. So I ended up going there. So all of this was just crazy. It was just a crazy way to start a weekend. That was the one party of SIUe that actually did bus. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't that, like, big of a party school. It was buses. So everybody was trying to, you know, get their fits or whatever go. And so she, like, you know, Yaya, mind y'all, she hadn't been staying in the room at all. Like, the whole year. She had not stayed in the room, like, for the first month of school. So, we gonna call the other girl... I'm trying to think of a good name. A nice name. We're going to call her Paula. I don't know. Yeah, so we're going to call her Paula. So Paula wants to come down for the weekend. Blah, 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 blah. And Yaya was like, all right, bet, cool. Now me, before I even heard, like, what was going on, I was like, oh, well, I'm going to, you know, I'm leaving this weekend. So if she want to stay, like, you know, my roommate, she don't do nothing but, like, eat, sleep, and sit in the room all day and be on the phone, or, you know, sleep, like I said. So if she wanna, y'all wanna party and she need, you know, another room to crash in, stay in, I'll leave my key for, you know, for her to get in and out the room or whatever. Which, I don't even know, like, I don't even know. I really need to start shutting up. Anyway, this is where the problem came. So I'm walking out, I'm in math, and Yaya texts me like all this, like these messages. I'm like, gee, what's the problem? Like, why are you mad? Like, what's going on? What's wrong? And she like, oh, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Woo, woo. So the infamous messages was between Chelsea and Yaya. They was arguing over, because Chelsea had like a little mystery man. She didn't really want us to know who the boy was. Like, she didn't want us to know. Like, everybody was keeping they dude, like, kind of, like, ducked off and cool. Because, you know, when you brag on a nigga, that's when he gets a fucking up. Like, as soon as you brag on it. They fuck up. You know, Chelsea, she didn't really want everybody in her business, which is understood. You know, everybody is entitled to that privacy. Like, everybody's entitled to not want people in their business. Like, you know, she didn't want us to know. So that's what the argument was. The argument was that Yaya was trying to stay in the room now on purpose. Like, she was trying to be too nosy, you know what I'm saying? And that was irritating Chelsea, because she like, dude, like, look out for me one time. Like, you ain't stayed in the room like the whole, you feel me? You ain't stayed in the room the whole year, you know, since we've been here. And you know, it was only like a month and a half, like probably going on 2 months, but it's just like, we were so used to her being gone, we had made like a routine. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it was, because she wasn't around. So the fact that she was trying to stay in the room that specific weekend, it was some bullshit. That's just what it was. And Chelsea, she wasn't going for that. Like, she was like, nah, G, that's not cool. You trying to be super duper nosy, and I let you have your space when you want your space. So you feel me? Do this for me that one time. So they was texting and stuff gets misconstrued in the texts. You know, they was going back and forth. Me and Yaya, we walking through the quad. We walking and she's telling me, like, with the messages, she like, oh, like, you think I'm wrong? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, am I wrong? Woo-woo. I'm like, well, I kind of see where both of y'all coming from, because like I said, it, you know, it was her room. You know, it was her half of the room. So if she did want to stay there, she was more than entitled to. But it's like, you haven't been here. So now you just trying to make it an issue. Like, you're literally trying to make it an issue when it's not. When her boyfriend had like a apartment, like he had like a real crib where, you know, they really could have stayed, and she tried to make it seem like, Yaya tried to make it seem like they just absolutely could not stay there, when we all know that's a lie, because you've been there since we started school there. So you could have stayed if you wanted to. You was his girl, you was his bitch, you could have stayed, period. So that's where the thing came from. So we walking down the hallway. Now mind y'all, I said Chelsea and Yaya is roommates, so this is where it's finna get crazy. This is the climax of the story right here that's gonna come. So we walk in and Yaya's talking to me. She like,
nah, G, woo, cause she know how I'm bumming. She know how I'm bumming.
Man, y'all, Paul. Okay? I had never ever seen Yaya fight at all. You know what I'm saying? It was always a group of us. So really, I could understand why, sorry, y'all. I can understand why nobody would ever really, you know, we would get into it with females, but never to the point where anybody ever wanted to fight, period. You know what I'm saying? At least before, you know, when I came in the group, which was 6th grade. Yeah, so we would get into it with females, like, as a group, and of course, there's 6 of us. What you and your friends gonna do to us? We never really fought, so I had never seen Yaya fall, so I'm just like, you know, like...
Shit. Hey, you saying she know how you bumming? She know how you bumming.
You know how you bumming. I don't know how you bumming, but if you say she don't know how you bumming, cool, sis. Let's, you feel me? Let's see. Let's just see. And on the other hand, Chelsea, she known to whoop some ass. Niggas and ladies. Okay? So keep that in y'all head. And we done witnessed it. Now, this is we as in me and Yaya. So I know how she's bumming. I don't know how you bumming, but I know how she bumming. So in my head, I'm like, gee, I really don't want this to go bad. Like, I really, really don't want this to go bad. And that's exactly what ended up happening. So we walk in, we get to their room. Something in my head told me. Because the way the rooms was, it was like, we was on the second, yeah, we was on the 2nd floor. It was like suite. So it'd be a room. Wait, let me see if I can create it. Y'all know I try to get y'all the visuals. This is like perfect. So this is how a room was, okay? So say for instance, this is the corner of the rooms, right? So it'll be a room right here, and then across it'll be the bathroom. We had a suite style room. Some told me in my head, Taylor, take your backpack off, because it's so hot out there. Like, it was like, it'll be 80 degrees, feel like 90. It'll be 90 and feel like 100. And it always felt like 100 and up out there, because it was like scorching hot. Some told me, like, you know, go to your room, change your clothes, take your backpack off. At least take your backpack off. Something in my head told me, go to your room, take your backpack off. But then something else told me, it was like, well, if I end up going to my room, because I wanted to go get my roommate so she could be there with me to mediate. I feel like if she would have been there, it probably might have went a little better, because it would have been somebody else that, you feel me, was not like friends with us already. You know, we knew her from high school, but, you know, she was in her own group and we was in our own group. You know, we never crossed paths until college. So some told me, like, go get your roommate, go get Mildred, and, you know, it'll be cool. But I was like, nah, I don't want to leave. And then Chelsea ended up taking Yaya's head off her shoulders, and then it get worse than, you know, it get real bad or whatever. So I'm like, okay, so I'm finna just go in the room. So they had a little stool, you know, a little gray stool that you get from Walmart. I sit down on the stool, and I'm scrolling on my phone. So I'm like, okay, come on, y'all. Like, you know, y'all was texting, like, stuff get misconstrued in the messages, tones get misconstrued in the messages. So let's talk, like, face to face, right here. So they talking and, you know, they telling their sides of what they feel. It's like they both kind of started because they walked up on each other and like they both like kind of shoved each other at the same time. And that's when I jumped.
I'm like, hey. Like, whoa.
We ain't never did that before. Why did y'all think today was the day to do that? You know what I'm saying? I was like, whoa, back up. Everybody back up. Going back and forth. Next thing I know, Yaya, and I honest to God, y'all, like on my pawpaw that's tattooed right here. Honest to God, y'all, I don't really know how Yaya got on the floor or ended up on the floor. Next thing I know, Chelsea got Yaya on the floor and she's squirming around like a fish out of water trying to, you feel me, trying to get up. And Chelsea had her foot on her neck. Y'all, literally, like her foot was on this girl's neck. Like the quote,
I be putting my foot on you snacks. I ain't never letting my foot off you snacks yet.
That Chelsea is Mrs. Foot on you snacks, okay? And I just was so in shock, y'all. Like 10 minutes before this happened,
I'm bumming. She know how I'm bumming.
she was like in the hallway, like, you know, she know how I'm bumming. So I'm sitting here just mad. I'm just in shock. Like, I'm just like literally in mad shock right now. I just literally cannot believe. First of all, they was like real cool. Like Yaya was just, oh, Chelsea is my best friend. That's my, you know. She wasn't hanging out with none of the rest of the group. The only person that she was hanging out with the whole summer was Chelsea. So it's just like, to see all of that unwind was just kind of just a lot. I feel like for everybody, every party involved, it was just a lot. We had the foot on the neck, and Chelsea is telling y'all, like, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a warning. Stop playing with me, G. Relax. Chill out. Because you getting, you know, you doing...
Wait a minute. Bitch, don't play with me. Because I was being real nice.
And y'all like, Taylor, get her. Now, me, I'm still like watching her foot be on the ground with another, like, I just was in complete shock, y'all. Like, when I tell you I'm not even being OD, I'm not even OD exaggerating right now. I'm like, I'm dead serious. Like, still to this day, I still cannot believe it happened. Like, wow. Yeah, so she's like, Taylor, get her. Get her and do what? Exactly. Like, what do you mean, get her? Get off the floor. Like, my head, like, bitch, is you crazy? Like,
you serious? You dead ass right now?
but I ended up standing up. I'm like, all right, y'all. I'm like, all right. Because I'm like, okay, so she in the hallway. She like, oh, she said she know how she bumming. I'm thinking she's going to be able to get out of it. So I just stood there for like a second. After she said, Taylor, get her, I'm like, all right, okay. All right, y'all. So I separate them. They get up, whatever. Me and Chelsea turn around. I go sit back on the stool. Chelsea goes to walk back on her side of the suite. And I guess Yaya thought this was going to be her chance to redeem herself. And she tried to snake Chelsea and, like, grab her hair from the back or whatever. Gee, what is this? Come on now. I guess she thought that was going to be, like, her chance to redeem herself and, like, kind of, like, get her get back or whatever. But she ended up missing. And then, like, the same thing happened. Like, nothing really came from it. Like, it was like, at this point, it was like, finish her, you know. It wasn't, you know, it was definitely unneeded. And I was just sitting there like, gee, Merch just snaked her. Like, Merch, G, like, Merch, you just snaked her. Like, that was just very disappointing. Man, y'all, I had been friends with Yaya since I was in 6th grade. So, like, 11, 12. It's like, you like 12 when you go to 6th grade. So, like, just to see that, it just was like, dang, G. I have watched you talk shit for years, and for it to come to this. Okay. After that, y'all, when I tell y'all, after that, it was like, it was weird, it was awkward. What was so funny and ironic about it is Yaya was on her way to go to her boyfriend's house. So her boyfriend, she had called her boyfriend's downstairs waiting. And, you know, she got her clothes and she's like, in the drawers, throwing the stuff in the bag. Y'all, when I tell you I ain't never seen nobody throw no clothes in no bag and exit, I need to make exit on somebody like that. When I get a boyfriend and me and him break up or something, I'm gonna make that same exit she did. That's what I'm gonna do, because I wanted to give her Academy Award winning clap for that one. And after that, after she walked out, she had closed the door. Me and Chelsea just bust out laughing.
What are you asking?
Not even at her, but we was just like, gee, did that really just happen? Like, you know, you was here for this, that you was here for that too. Like, what? How did that get that far that quick? Like, it literally was not supposed to go like that. Chelsea was not trying to have it go like that. But when words get to spearing and, you know, emotions get involved, hey, if it's like that, then it get like that. Period. If it's up, then it's stuck. So after that, this is where it get crazy too. This is another climax of the story. So after that had happened, they had their suite mate was this racist, weird, like stinky, nasty, trifling white girl named we gonna call her Miss B. I ain't even gonna put her name out there. We gonna call her Miss B. So Miss B, she heard us in there while they was arguing. I guess she heard them and she ended up calling the police on us in there. So we coming out the hallway, me and Chelsea, we leaving out the hallway to go talk to our RA, and we see out our RA window Yaya down there with the police. Like, literally, y'all, like, she's down there. All we see from the window, man, y'all, me and Chelsea trying to play it cool, but we both peeked that. We looked at each other like, oh my gosh, she down there telling what happened. Like, oh my gosh, like, she, you know, it's about to go down. All we see from the window is Yaya like just see her mouth moving, and, you know, she was mad, you know, she was angry. And so we like, okay, bet. So we talked to our RA, we just talking to her about, you know, about whatever, just, I don't even remember. I think we just went in there just to talk to her. And then we walking out, we go back to Chelsea and Yaya's room. We get a knock at the door. Who is that? Y'all, it was the damn police. 2 police officers had came up there and they like, oh, you know what happened? We got a call. Your suite mate called and said that y'all was in there fighting. So to me, I'm like, nah, they wasn't in there fighting. Because me, what I know a fight is like, you know, that was like not even a wrestling match. That was like a wrestling warm-up. So I'm like, what you mean it was a fight in here? No, we both was like, no, it was no fight in here. And he was like, oh, okay, you know, whatever. Okay, we just make sure everything was cool. We make sure everything's straight because so-and-so, Yaya, she just told us, oh, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened. Like, gee, ran the whole script. So me and Chelsea, we like, wow, never. Like, what is happening today? So fast forward, it gets all over campus, not from me and Chelsea, of course. It gets all, like, you know, it gets through the dorms or whatever, it gets through campus, people start knowing, and like it just end up being bad. Yaya end up putting me into her, trying to get me to get Chelsea kicked out of school when she know like how much trouble it was for her and for Yaya and really for all of us. All of our mamas was trying to get stuff in order for us to make sure all of us was to make it down there. So it's like the fact that you was talking all that shit, you end up getting roughed up a little bit, and then you got mad and tried to get this girl kicked out of school when you could have just not been nosy and just stayed at your boyfriend crib, and it all could have been avoided. We all probably still might have been friends. I'm sure it would have been something else that would have came up where we would have got into it, but it wouldn't have been us being, you know, whatever over that. So after it happened, I text Yaya, like, you know, like, are you good? You straight? No matter what, just know you always my, you know what I'm saying? I love you, period. Like, you know, and she was like, thank you, you know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking everything good. Fast forward a couple weeks later, to me, she was acting like everything was cool. Everything was like dandy, like nothing had, you know, like our relationship hadn't changed, when the whole time she was mad at me because I didn't come chase her or I didn't come with her. But it's just like, gee, You ran out because your boyfriend was down there. Man, y'all, her boyfriend had a Mustang or Charger, like a real low car. Y'all know how them type of sports cars be like. And I was fat as hell when I was away from school, bitch. I was not getting with all that stuff he used to have in his car, like in the backseat and stuff, because you know he played the little sports or whatever he did. My big ass wasn't gonna fit in that backseat. And why would I leave my crib to go be like with you and your boyfriend at his crib? Like, you know, it just didn't make sense to me. She ended up getting mad at me because I didn't chase after her, but it's like, gee, you stormed out the room before I could even get a chance. You went to the police, and then as soon as you finished telling the police what happened, you and your boyfriend pulled up. So I don't know if you thought I was supposed to walk to his apartment off campus or what, because I didn't have a bike. I didn't have a car my freshman year out there either. So it was just like, you know what, I thought I did all I could as a friend, you know, to make sure she was straight. When I was gonna go make sure she was straight, she was already downstairs talking to the damn cops. So it's just like, when? How? Fast forward to today. I love Chelsea to death. You know, it's my bitch. It's been my bitch. She never switched up, period. And after that situation, like, it just made us really, like, value each other's friendship. Because it's just like, gee, we know. So that was a story of the time I broke up my 2 friends in a fight at school, at college. I got a lot of more stories from SIUe. Ew. Why does this look like that? I don't like that. I got a lot of stories from SIUe I could tell, like, about just my college experience, like, several different stories that I had. Like, my freshman year was busting, I ain't gonna lie. It was like a bunch of trial and tribulations. It was a lot of good times, a couple bad times. Like, it was good. So if y'all want to hear my SIUe experience, let me know. I know y'all said y'all wanted me to tell my a couple people told me said they wanted me to tell my horrible roommate story. So I probably will do that video next, because that was some shit, y'all. Like, that was crazy. But yeah, so that was the video on that.
Sorry if I was jumping here and here and here.
It's so hard trying to tell these stories without saying names. Like, if I could say names, it would have just been a lot easier for me, on my part anyway, because it's hard trying to not tell these stories without slipping up and saying a name. Make sure y'all are liking, comment, subscribing. I love y'all so much. Y'all show me so much love. I fuck with y'all. You feel me? We trying to grow the brand. We trying to get bigger. We trying to get out there. Trying to expand. I'm trying to get some better videos for my channel. Like, I don't never want to be stagnant. I don't never want to post the same videos. I want to keep y'all on lock, keep y'all excited for my channel throughout my whole, you know, journey with my YouTube channel. I'm getting better now though, like, as far as graphics and stuff like that. So we're gonna have some decent content coming soon. And that's period.
Tell your friends, tell your auntie, tell your mama, tell your brother, tell your boyfriend, tell your side nigga, tell your first boyfriend, your fifth boyfriend, your second girlfriend, your eighth girlfriend.
Let everybody come subscribe, okay? Period. Join the fam. Join the dollhouse. Come be a Dior babe, Dior doll. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. Check me out. Boom. Boom. Pow. Bye, y'all. Oh, I didn't even do no thumbnail. Hold on. I didn't even do no thumbnail. Hey, I didn't even do no thumbnail. And stay on the beat. I don't need no beat. I rap on any fucking type of You already know. I ain't take a skull. Racing you hoes. Okay. Thumbnail. I don't even know what I should say, like this. Or okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Bye, y'all.